I don't think cancel culture is a thing. I don't think it's a thing. I think it's just modern times and news of people's discontent with a person or something that person did, a situation, politics, a company is almost instantaneous. Where before, you have to write a letter, right? Figure out the company headquarters or how you could get your letter to the person, and you would type or write the letter, mail it, and then really probably never hear anything after that. And if they got enough letters, enough complaints, then they would make some changes or they make some sort of announcement, an interview on the news. And so, do you guys remember there was this huge uproar? So I went to Lutheran school growing up until high school. So second grade to ninth grade. And they would say at church that the toothpaste had like a satanic or an occult symbol on it. It was like literally like the moon and stars. And that had something to do with the devil or devil worship or something like that. And I thought it was ridiculous even then. I was probably maybe in the 6th or 7th grade. And it was like, what? But they really did believe it. And so there was a whole thing with the moms in the church, don't buy this toothpaste brand. My mom rarely, if ever, went up to the church. We lived a couple blocks away. I went to school there, I went to church there, and they would take church attendance in school, and that was part of your grade. But my mom didn't go hardly ever to my church. She's Southern Baptist, so she would go, not like when we were growing up, but later in life, she would go to her church. So it wasn't really a thing in our house. And I think if my mom heard about it, she would have been like, don't listen to those people. That's not true. But I remember it, I think it eventually made the news, which meant it was national news. And the company had to put out some sort of release, like some sort of statement that, what the logo was based on and why they had it. I don't know if it was probably Crest or Colgate. I'll have to look it up, but yeah, so these things sometimes pick up steam and have to be addressed, but that was before the internet. So then the internet, it got a little bit easier. Looking up information on where to send your angry email happened a little bit faster. But now with social media, you're not even sending it to the company that you're mad at or the person that you're mad at. You are just posting. I don't really believe in the trying to get other people to join you. Like, what's that about? Just stand on your own. But I think it just happens so quickly. People react to something, and then now the company is like trying to make sure it doesn't really have any lasting damage to their profits, which is probably the only thing they care about. But I just don't think it's a thing. I think it's just a natural progression of the reactions that people have kind of reflect their beliefs and their morality and their sense of justice, right and wrong. I don't think cancel culture is a thing. I just think we know what everybody's thinking. It reminds me of that movie, I think the original was What Women Want, and then Taraji, I know her, Taraji redid it, and it's like What Men Want, where you can hear what everybody's thinking. So, but that's to me what social media is. Now we're bombarded with everybody's random thoughts. Some of them are funny. Some of them are reflective. Some of them are, but a lot of it's just white noise. But if you get enough people together, or if they have a really good hashtag, it starts to snowball and pick up steam. But I don't know how much, like a little snippet, you don't see what happened before, you didn't see what happened after, how much judgment you can cast on things on social media. But I think they do snowball and pick up steam. And then people have to address, backlash. But yeah, I was like, I don't think cancel culture is a thing unless you have like a hashtag that you're trying to get everybody to join your bandwagon. Then I think that's like an effort. But to say that you don't like something, or you don't like something that someone did, fair enough. You should be able to say, I don't want to spend my money on that. That's not something, and it's part of also wanting to be better people. So when someone does something that's, disappointing or criminal or out of pocket, it's kind of like we admired that person maybe for their talent, we wish we could sing, their athletic ability, we wish we could play the way they do. They're really smart, and so like, gosh, I wish I was that smart. There's like something about that person that we admire, and when they do something that we find, offensive, or it's like a disappointment, because we thought they were, like, I thought they were a good person. I thought they were a better person than that, even though we don't know any of these people through the screen. And there's a part of like, don't make a fool out of me, or I put my trust in you, or, I've supported you all these years. My money buying your albums have supported you, and I don't want to reward bad behavior. I don't want not nice people or people who aren't good people to make it in this world when there are so many good people who are struggling. And I think that's also another part of it. Like if someone sings really well, but they're like a homewrecker, it's like, is that something I want to support? And everybody has their line, and it depends on probably how much you like that person, because you can start making excuses, you can start but I think that, cancel culture is just people stating their opinions in real time, deciding how they want to spend their money and who they want to elevate and who they don't want to elevate, depending on how much they like them or what they did. Because there's a huge line of like, when you are like drugging and raping women, that like pretty much everybody's gonna be on one side of that line. And there's no coming back from that. But there's a lot of gray area where, depending, again, how much you like them, what they did, what you're gonna allow. So I have kind of a rule, because it happens so often, that if I already own it, it's okay for me to listen to it or play it or watch it. But I try not to buy new things. So there's the Gary Glitter. I didn't see the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. I've seen clips, but I haven't seen the movie. But he's walking down the stairs, and they're playing, I think it's, whatever the song is. I have the song, like Rock and Roll Part 1 or something like that. And they were saying, well, he's the known, I don't know, he had like child pornography. I can't remember the charges, but it was something along those lines. And like when you put his song in the movie, because I believe he wrote the song, he gets paid. And so is that something we want to do, is kind of reward this person who likes to watch whatever he likes to watch, or whatever he did. It was something with kids. And most people would say no. So you're going to have some people who are like, as far as I'm not going to watch that movie, as far as I never want to hear that song again. You know, we all have our lines. If it was in the movie, knowing what I know now, if I were in charge of the movie, I probably wouldn't have picked that song. But I'm not. It's in the movie. It probably wouldn't have upset me as I was watching it. I have the song, and I always listen to my music, unless I'm picking a particular song or a playlist, on random. So every now and again, it will come on, and I don't change it. I already own it before I knew all of this. So for me, that's like how I deal with it. But other people everybody has their line, but it's just now we know what everybody's thinking so quickly that, yeah, I don't really think cancel culture is a thing.